So I need to stimulate a response.
I think it's gonna work.
And everybody's always wants to point the finger everywhere else, but it normally starts with you.
Here we go.
This is a pretty special place to me. This is my absolute first time to be anywhere close to here. And it's pretty awesome too. I've been wanting to get up here where we've had the show. This will be the third season. And I've been gonna come the whole time, but this has been the first time I've gotten to come.
Yeah, I was up here one winter. I came and spoke to a group of farmers, and the next day we came over to Temples and goose hunted. That was my first Canada goose hunt. Well, in this area, I've killed a few over the years.
So was that one of the first ones you ever killed?
No, I have killed Canada geese in Arkansas on some bona fide hunts, but this was the first time up in this Chesapeake Bay area, which y'all are kind of famous for.
That's what I was going to say. Are y'all known for Canadians?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the waterfowl capital of the world, or
Kinda like we
the
are
goose
for
hunting
duck hunting.
capital. Yeah, exactly.
Stuttgart. Where did the name Temple come from?
My great-grandfather, no, I'm lying to you. My grandfather, Dad's father, was named Temple after their preacher that was in a Catholic church.
All right, is your dad's name Temple?
Mm-hmm.
So your Temple's the fourth?
Nope. So my grandfather was Clarence Temple. The middle name was Temple, and they always called him Temple or Tempe. They never called him Clarence. Dad was a junior, and Dad hated the name Clarence, so he changed put that in the middle for me. Hold on. Hello. Hey, I'll be there in a second. Take this black truck and take it to Jordan. Your pickup's at the house, right? By the time you get there, and then I'm going to have him haul me tanks. Temple's going to take your place, and then that way you can go ahead. Well, we're still going to need another set to keep going. This is Frio's Cannery here on the left. This is where they can sweet corn for Jolly Green Giant, okay. All kinds of stores. They grow 12,000 acres of sweet corn around here. Yeah, so he switched the names around. So my first name was Temple, middle name's Clarence. So I tell everybody's like, oh, you're the third? I said, no, actually, I'm nobody.
You're reversed.
Yeah. So when I named Little Temple, we were going to name him after me. I said, I hate the name Clarence. Get rid of that altogether. I don't want it. Because I got called Clarabelle and all kinds of dumb school.
Uh-oh. Shouldn't have told us that.
Shit.
Yeah, your new name's either going to be Clarabelle or Sandbagger.
That's fine.
See, we've got Charles. My first name's Charles, and my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my dad, then me, then Lane, and now Luke, all's name is Charles. None of us go by. My dad went by Charles. None of us are juniors or seconds or any of that. We just
nothing, just like me.
We just kept the name. So you graze your cattle here too?
Yeah, I'll graze them on both sides, and I'll do the same thing on another farm and graze them all winter, and then spray it, kill it off, and then.
You won't harvest it?
No, I'll plant corn in that. That's that's going to be the farm credit plot. That's dry land on this side. The other side's irrigated plot. Didn't I send you those results for that thing last year?
Maybe. Now this isn't you here?
This is not me here. I had an opportunity to buy this when I was an acre and didn't do it. Like a idiot.
Wow. And today that would have been a good deal, right?
He sold his land preservation rights for $1,000 and made $1,000 an acre on it.
What's land preservation rights?
Well, it ain't very good. What is it?
Yeah, what does it mean?
You sell it to the state of Maryland, guaranteeing that it never gets developed
again, like our WRP.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this farm right here on the left, behind this house, that's 534 acres. It's 385 under irrigation. This is ours.
Yeah, that's a big farm right there, right?
Yeah, that's 534. But land preservation just preserves that it never gets developed anymore. No houses or nothing. Yeah, you can farm it, do
Oh,
whatever.
okay. Well, see, WRP, you can't even farm it.
Right, yeah, you're done.
Recreation only, and maybe an occasional timber harvest.
No. That's not what that is.
We don't have anything like that.
No, we don't. I wish we did.
But you
You
have,
know why we don't though? Because we don't have it
What
developed.
the hell have you
Yeah,
developed?
you don't have it right.
Now Chad needs that.
Has Alabama got something in place like that?
I don't guess so. He needs his landowners to have it.
We want the bottom canopy to be healthy with a good fungicide. We use Revitec on it. It's really going to help that bean finish off strong.
But on our farm, we got to average a 6 bushel better with the Revitec fungicide than any other fungicide.
Probably absent of disease just because we've got the Revitec out here, but just mainly for the plant health.
The one thing that is a must, that's this product right here. Reducing stress adds bushels. I'm very fortunate that I've been working with Concept Agritech now for 4 years. We have 12 Concept Agritech plots out right now.
Man, this is like drinking water. It does that much for you.
I tell people all the time, and you can film this if you want to. And Perry, he probably don't know that I say this, but he's gonna get to hear it first time now. I said there is Perry's world and there's the regular world.
Oh.
And I said Perry's in Perry's world a lot of the times, and then because I caught him, I said, "What are you doing? You want to do this?" He said, "Well, I'm in South America." I'm like, "Okay, he's in Perry's world." Call him up. "Well, you want to do this?" "Well, no, I got to go to Utah." "Okay, we're back in Perry's world again." So there's two different worlds for Perry.
Dang, that may be spot on.
I've
I've got a girlfriend or two that said that in the past.
Really?
I always thought they were crazy. That they were crazy.
No, they know what they're talking about. They're pretty smart. You probably should have married both of them.
Yeah.
And in Arkansas, that may be legal.
Our area is good because of one reason. Because the state of Maryland and the state of Delaware has forced us to farm without fertilizer.
Yeah.
And we had to think differently. We had to completely change our line of thinking because the most phosphorus that we could possibly put on any of this ground is about 50 pounds. I don't care what you sample.
50 pounds actual phosphorus.
Yep.
All right, so is that foliar applied also? Well, I mean, foliar applied wouldn't.
Nothing foliar counts against our nutrient management plan. Zero. Just that initial. In-furrow does not either.
Really?
But 2x2 does. So I can use whatever products, all this down here, this side's mine, this is mine. This
Who's
is
the
all
police on that?
Who's the police?
The police on nutrient management.
We have Arkansas.
The state of Maryland, they have hired people that do all that.
So they'll go out and come and ask for your records or go to vendors and
Yep.
This is you on both sides.
Yeah, not that piece back here.
This is sharp looking wheat
This
here.
is nice.
This is where we got cattle that we keep over the winter time. We'll put 100 and some cattle in there. No, it's just some rented farm. Actually, the one in the back belongs to my cousin.
That's a pretty house.
you
See all the
killed
places
that.
the cows,
Yeah.
all the green spots. So this will get planted in cover crop. We'll take the corn off, plant the cover crop.
So is this where you're talking about grazing cattle
Yep.
after corn
This
in
is
the
it.
cover crop? And what's it?
And we had a gain of 2.7
What's in the
pounds per day.
what cover? Just wheat or rye
Just
or
wheat.
oat?
That's on the 7 cows that you have.
That's on the 7 cows.
Okay, right.
There's
I got
actually
plenty to
100
eat.
something out here, but that's okay. He can run his
So
mouth
we're
all he
finna
wants.
swap Temple.
Yeah, let me tell Temple to get out and run. And
What's he doing?
he's no-till ripping. Yeah, he's no-till ripping.
And then you'll burn it down.
And then I'll burn it down,
Then
and then I'll strip till it. And then we'll come in here and plant corn on it.
Strip till on top of the ripper.
What?
You'll strip till on top of the ripper. You won't have to vertical till it in.
Oh.
We want the bottom canopy to be healthy with a good fungicide. We use Revitec on it. It's really going to help that bean finish off strong.
But on our farm, we got to average a 6 bushel better with the Revitec fungicide than any other fungicide.
Probably absent of disease just because we've got the Revitec out here, but just mainly for the plant health.
The one thing that is a must, that's this product right here. Reducing stress adds bushels.
So Alexander's knifing anhydrous right now. We put anhydrous on the head of the planter. So this is strip tilling. So we won't do any more tillage of this field. He's laying the lines, and then our planters will follow right on the same RTK line. Even though that's old dinosaur tractor, we said that thing doesn't do much other than this. But we put RTK on that tractor, and it just pulls the strip till rig. So we strip till all of our corn ground, and we knife anhydrous. We used to use a liquid NPK from another company, and we kind of got away from that. We went back to anhydrous. For some reason, I don't know if it's because our CEC levels, and we're so volatile out here with our soil structure, anhydrous seems to hold up better, and we can get a hold of it a lot better. So we can actually grow a better crop, even though, you know, kind of killing the biologicals. We're doing a lot of those things by using anhydrous, but we're doing a lot of stuff on the other end through in-furrow to try to promote that back. But we are, you know, we are kind of killing it somewhat. But we end up running deep. We're running, I guess he's set on about 8.5, 9 inches deep. He's just below the bolts. So we'll strip it. We'll plant it on the same thing. We're only making one pass, and then we're done. And then we're out of here. We'll come back and plant on it, and then nothing gets messed up. We don't really have to go back through our ditches because we're just making little strips. It's a little bit wet, a little bit tacky, but we need to get going because we're starting to get behind at this point. We're usually done anhydrous by now, but we had that big rain last week, and we had like 6 inches of rain, so we're just now getting back going again. I'm not copying Corey. No, we used to use anhydrous a long time ago, but we used it mainly as side dress a long time ago. We kind of got away from that, like I said, and we went to a full upfront NPK program. But what we were finding out with liquid NPK is we were depleting our soil profile, and it was leaching through, again, with our CECs and some of the things that we have. We weren't getting the stability in our soil the way that I needed it. So we went back to a dry program with Nutrien, and then we went back to anhydrous. That's why we made the switch back to anhydrous. And it works way better. We put it down up front instead of coming back in and tearing things up when we, you know, side dressing. Because side dressing, you tear up a lot on the turn rows and stuff like that. And if you're pulling a 16-row bar like we were pulling, you had to run duals on the front of the tractor, and you had to run duals on the back of the tractor if you were going to knife the anhydrous deep enough. So imagine what your turn rows look like every time you turn around every 40 foot. We were mashing the hell out of corn. So we quit doing that. And anhydrous is so stable because of the form of it, especially in our soil, that it'll stay there. So we don't have to worry about it leaching or anything like that. It's not as volatile. So we can run it ahead of time. We can be 2, 3, 4 weeks ahead of time. Now out west, you know, Corey and those guys, they can actually do it in the fall. We can't do it in the fall. Being as we have a nutrient management plan here, we cannot do that. But we'll run right up. I've actually run right up a day prior to planting, and we've never had any problems with it. But we make out really, really well with NH3. Here we do.
Hey, Bubba is
Hold on, Bubba.
front here by the stop sign. He said he blew a tire off the front of the wagon.
What the are you serious?
Yeah.
Hold on,
He gotta
yeah.
Call his mom, see if somebody out there can bring him a new tire or something.
Yeah, we need. All right, I'm coming. They broke down. Do you really need to find out what happened? You're getting ready to see like a whole ignorant side of me come out. You want to see that? If it was his fault, it would get Western, but it's just a flat tire on a wagon. I hate you. I honestly hate you.
That's a scrap metal yard up there, and a few screws and some loose metal in the road. Never works out too well on tires.
You're gonna have to block it. Even if we go all the way down?
Yeah, all the way down, it hits that edge.
We'll lift up on the tent.
Yeah.
You want to go under that? What happens if we go under the middle? We got another block up in the truck. Huh? Go get it. Take that. How about put a 2x4 in the back too? Give me it too. That's all we got? Is that one?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to go up high enough.
Did you lock it?
Yeah. You click that button on that air compressor. Go kick it out. Pit crew. All right, let's roll. And I'm not sure why he thinks that he can beat me on my own dirt.
That's a power move, I think.
He can't beat me on his dirt. Now I probably shouldn't have said that because he's probably going to stomp a mud hole in my this year. But he had that. Does that seem arrogant? I need to back up. That's kind of arrogant. Well, he's already ahead of us. Like, they honestly should have a dragon yield. They should be discounted because he's already way ahead of us. But said beans up for a month. He planted them on February 18th. He does beat us on. He beat the donkey crap out of me on ROI. Because we compared after we gave like all the stuff for the bomb scores this year.
Yeah.
All of us talked and we gave each other our numbers just to see where we all fell at, which is actually that's educational. Like, I'm $134 an acre higher than him.
Isn't that crazy?
I think that's what it was. We added them all up. We got all of the real values. That's what that is. But yet Matt beats me on farm average still. I say, like, to be honest with you, like in our area, I know that we've done really well on the Podfather show, and we've actually gained a lot of ground by being on there, being able to talk to all these other producers. But one of the things I will tell you is like in this area where we are, all these guys are like me. Like, they're strong.
I'm very fortunate that I've been working with Concept Agritech now for 4 years. We have 12 Concept Agritech plots out right now.
Man, this is like drinking water. It does that much for you.
We want the bottom canopy to be healthy with a good fungicide. We use Revitec on it.
But on our farm, we got to average a 6 bushel better with the Revitec fungicide than any other fungicide.
You have to come up with a combination of things that are just for your soil and your area. Because I had a bunch of guys, a guy from South Dakota called me. There was another guy from Kansas called me, heard from another guy named from Kansas, and they asked me to take a look at their program. And I did. I even talked to Eric Reed. I talked to him a while, and Eric shared his program with me. I gave him like a mid-high level program, and mine's a lot more stuff than what his is. And then so he called. They all asked the right questions. You know, why are you putting all this other stuff on? And one of my answers is you need to understand, in our area, we can't do the stuff with nutrient management with them tying our hands, which is not a bad thing. I mean, we're on Chesapeake Bay watershed, so we're trying to save the bay. But we can't do a lot of the NPK that everybody else across the country can. We cannot just go out there and dump it on. So we got to find other ways to get around it. So spoon feeding is one of the biggest, that's huge. You do a couple different things. You untie what's there, and everything that you have that you put out, you make damn sure it's readily available to that plant so you can get the most out of it. It's efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. And then when you go past efficiency, the next level is timing, timing, timing. So you need to know exactly what products to use at the right time, because all of these products out there, they're all great, but none of them are worth anything if you put them out at the wrong time. You're screwed.
Farming can be very stressful. Take a year like this year where prices are up, and you would think, oh, this is a great year. Stress is going to be minimum, but no, inputs went up. Prices went up on the commodities, but so did the price on everything else. So you've got the stress, and not only that, but the availability of our products, the availability of the seed and the things that we need to produce the crop. It's not there like it has been in the past. And so there's a stress. The best way for us is family time. You know, for us to have our family together. We have 4 grandsons and we have a granddaughter on the way, and that's the best thing right there, you know, that just, it makes all of it go away. And it reminds you why you're here, why you're doing this. Brings back the love that you have for farming.
I'm excited to take this journey with you and know that you are going to be such a big part of the balance that hopefully that we can maybe try to instill, because I feel like you and Matt have done such a phenomenal job of really putting more balance into your world so that you don't let the farm take you to a place, you know?
We've put up a great facade.
Yeah, so I think it's great that, you know, we'll all learn from each other in this journey.
This is going to be a long-lasting friendship, and I know it is.
We got a hug on that one.
I do. I just love you. You're so awesome.
I'm so excited. I'm so glad to be here.
We're so happy that our Arkansas family were able to come up and experience a little bit of Maryland. We're sending them home with crab meat and crab cakes and hopefully some really good memories, and looking forward to them coming back again.
And I got to go to work.
And a great day. Great trip
Tim was
up.
whining to go back to work.
I need to go back to work. I'm tired of fooling with y'all. I love my friends coming up here. I'm trying to do a send-off. Shut it down. He just burned 10,000 gallons of fuel. Yeah. So anyway, it was great having you guys here, but it has been a long day. Yeah. I've had enough of it. Actually, the film crew, y'all can leave. I hang out with these guys the rest of the day. I'm good with them. I can work with them. Y'all are a pain in my ass.
Look at my taxi, though. This is my taxi I'm going back home in. Perry took him a 15-minute nap. I told him to sleep longer because he's my driver.
We want the bottom canopy to be healthy with a good fungicide. We use Revitec on it.
But on our farm, we got to average a 6 bushel better with the Revitec fungicide than any other fungicide.